are just starting out, under 1,000 followers, feeling overwhelmed by all this information out there on what you're supposed to do, today I'm going to get into 3 steps on how to grow your social media platforms even though you're just starting out. The first thing that you want to do, you're going to want to get really clear on who your ideal client is. Now, when you do this, it's going to give you insight into their pains, their fears, their goals when it comes to doing whatever your offer is going to help them with. It's going to help you get inside their brain, which ultimately is going to lead to them wanting to work with you. This is because you want to reach them at an emotional level. People decide to buy based on their emotions. So being able to tap into that will be a huge game changer of people deciding to follow you and choose to work with you. If you don't figure out who your ideal client is, we start trying to follow trends or just thinking about how to go viral. The worst case scenario is we start to discount our services because we think that maybe that will be the thing that makes people decide to follow us or to decide to work with us. So if you want to get clear on who your ideal audience is, you have to think about who this exact person is, right? Get into the demographics of probably their general age range, where they live, what they're interested in, how much money they're making. And then the really great thing, this is the key, this will take things off to another level, is when you start to get into their mindset of what are their fears and pains and issues before they work with you, and then what is the dream outcome after they work with you. You can use a tool. One of my favorites is AI or ChatGPT to really help you nail all of this stuff. I have a whole other episode on how to figure out who your ideal client is inside of that. I give you the exact prompts that you need to literally tell you who this person is, what their pains are, their fears, their challenges, and their goals. The second step, you need to have a strategy. Now, having a strategy really gives you a lot of clarity now how to take this information of who your ideal client is and how to express it on your social media platforms. Without this strategy, you're just going to be, again, following trends, doing things that may not contribute to actual sales or followers. You could have all this wonderful information. Without that strategy, it's like knowing how to play basketball, but not knowing what any of the plays are. You're not going to get a basket. I think a lot of times we get into the habit or we fall into old habits, doing things the way we used to or feeling insecure and then not even posting because nobody's following or nobody's commenting. Thinking things like, I'm going to post, 3 or 4 times a week, I'm going to do this many carousels or this many reels. That's not a strategy. That's a posting schedule. So there's a big difference. So to create this strategy, again, what you're going to do is you're going to take those pains, fears, and goals, and you're going to create 4 different types of content for each of those. So for one single pain, I want you to go and create an educational piece that shows somebody how to do something. I want you to create a connection piece. This is going to show a side of you, create connection with your audience, give them specific examples and stories of that fear that they have in their life. Then I want you to create inspirational content. This is going to be pieces that really change the way people think. And the 4th piece is that community builder, and you want to just start building that connection and community with your audience. The 3rd step is we want to recreate and reuse our content. What this is going to do for you is make it so you don't have to create new content all the time, which is wonderful. It's going to allow you to reuse content that you know historically has worked really well. So you're just going to double down on it, maybe make some tweaks, see if you can improve it, stop posting content that doesn't work. If we miss this step, it is a huge missed opportunity. You're missing out on a great chance to reach more people, and you're missing out on the chance to share your story more. I know we sometimes feel like we're always repeating ourselves, and so we think we need to come up with new ways of doing things, but we really don't. If you have a system or a service or a product that really works, you don't need to change your messaging around it. I would just double down on the stuff that really works. So how you're going to do this is you're going to go into your analytics, and I want you to not just look at content that got a lot of views or likes. I want you to get really clear on the different reasons of why that piece of content worked. And this is why we want to reuse it, because we can test new things. Sometimes it is the caption used, sometimes it's the image. What's going to help you identify this is looking at if people were were liking on it? Were they commenting on it? Were they sharing it? Or were they saving it? Now, having an educational piece of content that a lot of people save means that they found it really useful. Having an inspirational piece of content that people shared a lot means that they really were inspired by it and they wanted to share it with their friends and family. So dive into those analytics and you're going to learn a lot.